boys and girls, we're going to read this story called School Days Around the World. So we are reading a story about school, and now we're going to find out what school looks like at other places around the world, in other countries. School Days Around the World. Written by Margaret Ruers, illustrated by Alice Fegan. Here's our table of contents. So if we wanted to just read about a certain country, we would find that page that it's on. This is an informational book, nonfiction. It's telling us true facts. School days around the world. What is a school? Is it a building with classrooms? Or can it be any place where children learn? Let's take a journey around the world to see what school is like for kids in different countries. You will meet some children who live at school and others who have to walk a long way to get there. You will see schools with libraries and computers, but also schools with hardly any books at all. Schools around the world may be very different, but children everywhere like to have friends and learn new things. Perhaps they are just like you. School children around the world. Meet these children and see what their schools are like. Shanika is from Canada. Amy and Gwen are from the USA. They show where they come from. Anna is Honduras. Tamatoa, Cook Islands, right out here by itself. Luciano, Venezuela. Mati, Kenya. Marta, Ethiopia. Raphael, Singapore. Lu, China. Bilge, Turkey. Alina, Kazakhstan. Johannes, Germany. Anika, Denmark. Some of these names will be hard for me to say. Tamatoa goes to school on Rarotonga, one of the Cook Islands in the South Pacific. Just as I slide off our family scooter, I hear the pounding of the wooden slit drum. Thing, thong, thing. School is starting. We stream into school like a river. I am glad that the ceiling fans are on. It gets hot on our tropical island. Our teacher always wears flowers in her hair. Kia orana, welcome, she says. Let us practice the Yura language. The drum sounds for lunch break. We race to the whale-watching fort by the sea and pretend to be fierce warriors. After lunch, we dance hoopa, swaying hips and swinging arms. The whole school does our traditional island dance. Raphael attends an international school in Singapore. In my class, there are students from 15 different countries. Most of us speak several different languages. I speak Dutch, English, and Spanish. Aman is my best friend. He speaks Hindi, Chinese, and English. At lunchtime, we eat in the canteen. We can choose Indian, Western, or Chinese food. My favorite is lo mein. I have the best teacher in the world. He likes taking photographs, and so do I. He reads to us and helps us write stories on the computer. My favorite place in the whole school is the library. It has books about everything. We can take the books home, too. Sometimes we have a craft fair to raise money to help children in other parts of the world. Lu goes to public school in Shanghai, China. Shanghai is a big and busy city. It takes us half an hour to drive from my home to my school. My school is also big and busy. It has more than 2,000 students. There are 43 children in my classroom. Oh my goodness. Each day we study 8 different subjects, including Chinese, English, math, and music. I like gym the best. When it is time to change subjects, there is no bell that rings. Instead, classical music plays over the intercom. Sometimes I go to the computer lab and play games. I want to become good at Umayoki, so I practice after school. It helps me get big and strong. That looks like what we call badminton. Alina goes to school in Taraz, Kazakhstan. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I am out of breath by the time I reach my classroom on the 3rd floor of my school. So her school goes up. Lots of stairs. Today is my turn to water the plants on the sunny windowsill. Our teacher arrives and we open our books. Reading is my favorite subject. I especially love Kurmash, a magazine for Kazakh children. School is over at 12:30 p.m., so right in the middle when we're having lunch. Grandmother is already waiting on the big couch near the office. How was school, she asked. It was fun, I say. I skip rope all the way to the market. We buy oranges, potatoes, and a bag of barsaks. When we get home, we will eat some with our tea. Maybe it's a type of bread or a treat. Marta goes to school in Azazo, Ethiopia. I walk along the dusty road to school with my Gadegna Ayana. It is early morning, but already the sun is hot on our backs. I am blind, so I hold my friend's hand tightly as she helps me around potholes and cow patties. So look at their buildings. There are 70 students in our class, oh my, and 500 in our school, but many more students use the same school. That's why I have classes only in the morning. In the afternoon, 500 more students come to learn. Wow. Our language is Amharic. Someday I hope to learn English too. We are learning all about Ethiopia. That's in Africa. I listen closely to what the teacher says as she writes on the board. I may not be able to see, but I can imagine everything. At noon, Ayana and I hurry home to help feed the ox and cow and to fetch water from the village well. So they have to go get their water. Mati goes to school in Kikima, Kenya. My friends and I live in an orphanage because our parents died. The sun is barely up when I hurry to school to sweep the floors. The students and teachers arrive and we gather at the flagpole for Mboya and announcements. Maybe it's like saying their pledge. We learn in Kikamba, the language of our people. We have books that were donated to our school. I like to look at the pictures of animals and people in different countries. When I grow up, I want to be a pilot. Maybe then I will get to see these faraway places. Back at the orphanage, I change out of my school uniform to do my chores. My friends and I share meals in a room. We do homework, talk about our day, and fall asleep when all grows quiet. Bilge goes to school in Alatarla, Turkey. My school is in another town. I ride to school in an Okultasiti. Maybe that's like a bus. Children from more than 50 villages get to the same school in the same way. At school, we line up for the flag ceremony. Then we all go to class, just like when we say our pledge. My school has a science lab and a computer lab. My favorite subject is math. Math is working with numbers. We all eat lunch in the big dining hall. Then we rush outside to play soccer. Camilla's brother, Johannes, lives in a boarding school in Germany, so he stays at his school. Today is Visitor's Day at my big brother's school. His school is far away from home, so he lives there during the school year. I like to visit him. Part of the school is an old schloss. Johannes lives in a stone house on the school grounds. He shares a bedroom with 3 boys. Students eat together with their teachers in the dining room. Everyone has to help clear the table after meals, just like at home. The students learn about nature and science. They also learn how to sail. My brother showed me a dinghy with white sails. A dinghy is a small boat. I can't wait to go to school there and learn to sail on the lake. Johannes loves life at school. He has many friends there, but I think he sometimes misses home a little bit, and even me. Annika goes to school in Copenhagen, Denmark. Now that looks like us sometimes. My school is like two schools, one in the city and one in the forest. In our city school, we sit in a circle on the floor and talk about many things, or we make music and sing songs. For lunch, we eat rye bread with cold meat. Some days, the school bus takes us to our forest school. When we get there, we run and climb on an old boat. We play on swings and with a ball. We are almost always outside, listening to birds, learning about plants and insects. Even in winter, we are outside, bundled up in Flyverdragter. I don't know if I'm saying that right, and hats to stay warm, but I think it means their coats and their mittens. Luciana goes to school in Merida, Venezuela. On days when I am lucky, my father drops me off at school in the taxi he drives. The bell rings at 8:30 a.m., just like our school. We greet our teacher, Buenos dias, professor. That means good morning. My classroom is bright green. There are posters on the walls. Our teacher says bright colors help our brains learn better. My favorite subject is music. I play the violin and dream of playing in a big orchestra. School is over at 12:30 p.m., so in the afternoon. I walk home along the busy streets. Later I do homework and chores, but I still have time to play soccer with my friends. So lots of other countries play soccer. Anna goes to school in San Luis, Honduras. I walk an hour, that's a long time, from my home in the hills to our new school. My padre, that means father, helped build the school. The people from our village helped too, and others came from far away. The school is made of bricks and has a metal roof. When it rains, the water pings off the roof. It is noisy. We have 2 teachers who teach us how to read and write. I like to write stories and draw pictures for my little brother who doesn't go to school yet. Sometimes a nurse visits our school. She teaches us how to brush our teeth and stay healthy. One day a van comes full of backpacks. We each get a backpack with books and school supplies, even running shoes. Because they don't have shoes right now. Now this is like us. Amy and Gwen are homeschoolers in Alaska, USA. That means they learn at home. The world is our classroom. School starts when we wake up and is over when we go to sleep. Every day is different for us. We might do math in the car, visit a tide pool, or read in bed. Our house looks like a library and sometimes like a messy art gallery. When we go on field trips too, Last week we went fishing and helped to haul in a huge halibut. That's a type of fish. We spotted a mink whale. Back home we researched whales. Even in winter we hike and camp. Or we work by a cozy fire, making cornhusk dolls in a First Nations longhouse with little logs. Shanika goes to a First Nations school in Alberta, Canada. In the morning, I walk across the reserve to school with my mom or dad. We call it a pink school. I guess you can see why. First, we have breakfast. Then we do math and language arts. We also learn our traditional Cree language. We all have our own tablets to help us learn. My friends and I eat lunch at school. Bannock loaded with beans and cheese. We call them bannock tacos. After lunch, Anita sometimes comes to tell stories. Other elders teach us powwow dances, drumming, and how to raise a teepee. They also hold feasts where they pray for us, and our whole community shares tea, soup, bannock, and berries. Schools everywhere. Teachers and students all over the world make every school special. Do you have a favorite book or magazine that you like to read, like Alina in Kazakhstan? Are you learning traditional dances like children on the Cook Islands and in Canada? Or do you like to help others, like Raphael and his friends at their craft fair in Singapore? Every child has the right to an education. Education means more than just learning to add numbers or spell words. It also means learning to understand how children in other countries live. The whole world can be a school. All right. I hope you enjoyed that.